Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing really well. Big warm welcome if you're new here and thank you so much for joining me. This video is all about how to disguise and hide a bloated tummy, and I've included loads of tips and techniques that you can easily use, as well as what to wear and what not to wear and how to style everything. Now, if you're anything like me, feeling bloated can really affect your mood, and it can be a real dilemma to know what to wear. You know, you want something that's going to be comfortable, flattering and stylish all at the same time. But being bloated sometimes is normal, of course, but it doesn't help our confidence, does it? And all the shapes and sizes of us, whatever shape and size we are, suffer from bloating from time to time. So this really is for everybody. Now later in this video, I've got something that I can recommend that will allegedly, hopefully, really help the bloating problem itself. And of course, this video is also for those of us who have a bit of a tummy, as it's the same sort of techniques which will work for both. So essentially, we want to look for pieces that don't hug your stomach tightly, that don't constrict your waist, and definitely that don't highlight the bulge. So for that reason, I'm diving straight into dresses as the first type of clothing to talk about. So this is techniques with dresses to disguise a bloated stomach. Now, even if you're not really a dress fan, I really think that they're one of the best options when we suffer from bloating, and they're especially great at this time of the year, of course. The silhouette of the dress is all important here. So I would suggest go for body skimming and opt for a silhouette that doesn't hug your upper half and doesn't have too many form-fitting seams. But adding a tight, for example, a tight leather fitted belt to your stomach when it's bloated may well highlight your stomach more and get really uncomfortable throughout the day. So if your dress has a tie, make sure you tie it loosely so it doesn't constrict you, but still adds a little bit of body definition. Now, in terms of shape, shift dresses are great, especially for spring and summer, as they don't hug the body and they're flattering and they can look really chic. I'm just showing you in the cutaways here a couple of examples from J. Crew and also one from H&M. So there's some loads of really good ones. Now, darker colours in shift dresses work especially well, of course. Navy is a great option for this time of the year, and of course a bit less harsh than black. That's one of the reasons why I've chosen this Reese navy blue top as well. It's a little bit less harsh than black. The darker colours are better because they give a more slimming effect, of course, but also something that we don't always think about is they don't create obvious shadows or creases in the material that light colours tend to do. Now, a shirt dress with a vertical stripe is also a fantastic option, as it's elongating as well as disguising. And you can see here, this is a beautiful dress that I've just got from Amazon.com, actually, very reasonably priced, but it is perfect to illustrate what I'm talking about. So a shirt dress, but striped, so it's a really elongated effect. There are four more silhouettes of dresses that I want to mention here, actually, that work really well. A-line dresses work really well, as do empire styles, tent dresses as well, as long as they're a little bit structured up here, which I'm coming to later on, but also surprisingly shirt dresses. And as I mentioned just now, a dress that is meant to be belted, if you just lightly use the belt, the material belt, so as not to constrict your tummy or draw attention to it, it can really work. Now this one that you can see me in here works in this shot, as I've used the material belt, same colour of course as the dress, that comes with the dress, so that adds to the sense of elongation, as there's no horizontal line created by a different type of belt. Now these two that I'm showing you here are perfect as well. This one in a classy beige, which is very reasonable, from H&M, and this one from Bloated, which is absolutely stunning. I love the colour, and you wouldn't notice a bloat underneath it either. Now effectively all these shapes work really well because they leave plenty of room for our bloated stomachs and don't put any pressure on them either. So ultimately you really want a dress that doesn't hug your stomach. However, what you don't want to go for is anything that's totally shapeless. Now, you need a bit of structure so that the overall effect isn't too baggy. Otherwise, we'll just look bigger overall. Now, I did create a video last week, actually, about fashion mistakes that we can all make, and I know I've made all of them. And I mentioned the importance of sizing, so not too baggy and saggy, but not too tight. And I will link that underneath the video for you to have a look at later. So what I want to say really is be careful not to go for oversized, really really baggy dresses with no shape. I know it can be a temptation because it just feels breezy and it seems to hide everything. But what you're trying to do is actually create a flattering shape, not no shape at all. Also, when we're feeling bloated, one thing that I find helps, and I'd love to hear from you about this, is to wear a little heel. Nothing wild, but just perhaps an inch or two. And I find it just sort of helps me to feel a bit less sort of dumpy. It provides more elongation and lengthening, which of course is really welcome when we're feeling like this, and just kind of adds to our feelings of confidence, I think, which is important at any time, but especially when we're feeling discomfort, you know, with the bloating sensation. I really would love to hear what you think about that. I love our wonderful community. Now, another thing to think about is patterns in dresses, which can be a really good option as they can distract and beautifully confuse the eye. Again, not being clear about the shape underneath the dress can be really, really helpful. And there's a couple of them that I'm showing you here. And also, I'm going to show you in my look. This is a beautiful example from a Spiga. This is light and airy. It's in the lightest organic cotton and oh, so pretty. I'm so in love with this dress. I bought this last year actually, but it's still available. And you know, you loved it so much when I featured it in the video, almost as much as I did. Now it comes in a shorter length as well, so just more knee length, which is equally beautiful. And they're both real go-tos when you're feeling bloated. Now, another approach is to opt for a dress shape that has a slightly higher waistline built into it, like this one, or this one again from Bloated. It's a subtle difference, you know, but it means that you'll have more space for your tummy, so it'll be more comfortable as the material just skims over it. And they're stunning dresses as well. In fact, Bloated, you really need to have a little look at Bloated because they have so many beautiful dresses that disguise a belly perfectly. And they're made from natural materials too, which for me is really important, and the breathability aspect of it too. Now, if you're concerned about any kind of waistline, totally get it. You could try opting for a dress or a bottom that has both an elasticated waistband and a wide or a loose silhouette from the waist down. Now, this will provide your waist with some definition, but keep you comfortable and avoid highlighting your stomach as well. Okay, let's move on from dresses onto that all-important item of clothing for hiding bloating and the importance of the shape and everything else about it, which is tops. So this is techniques with tops to disguise a bloated stomach. Now, there are certain shapes of top that you could consider choosing if you feel bloated and uncomfortable. Ideally, as with the dress, whilst you don't want anything constricting or any shape that will draw attention to your tummy area, you still want some shape in the top. So there are ways to achieve this. One way of doing it is to give more structure to the very top of the outfit itself by adding shoulder pads, either those that you can tuck into your bra straps or silicone ones that shape onto your shoulders. So these ones, for example, again, they came very cheaply from Amazon, and these are ones that you can just apply, just stick underneath your bra strap, and they've got a sticky bit as well to keep them in place, and they do make an enormous amount of difference. But whichever ones you use, this will lift your shoulders, it'll take the attention up and away from your tummy area and give you a much more flattering silhouette. Creating structure around your shoulders will also reduce the look of your bust, which in turn will reduce the whole look of the torso in general and distract from the belly. Now, linked with this, try to wear tops that are baggier actually than your stomach, so up here more. Again, this will create the illusion of a smaller waist and take the attention upwards and away from the tummy. Now, I know it's kind of counterintuitive, but it really does work. It's all about balancing and the effect of balance, as you can see in my look too here. So for example, I've adopted a number of little techniques in this really beautiful Nobody's Child peplum top. Now, this kind of shaped top is the perfect type of top for a bloated tummy. It's a peplum shape, so the volume underneath the waist is intentional and part of the design, which means there's plenty of room for the tummy to be larger here and not to be shown. Also, the neckline, like the one I've chosen here, of course, is V-shaped, and this also has the effect of elongating the whole look and drawing the eye inwards and downwards rather than across. Another thing about this top is that the colour is dark. Now, this top is black, so immediately it creates a slimming silhouette and a streamlined shape. The design of the blouse means that it doesn't need to be tucked in either, which is often a bonus when you're feeling, well, not quite, but I've also exposed a little flesh at my neck and throat and also on the arms as well, which is a great way to distract from the tummy and means that the top looks less kind of block-like. It draws the eye to the smaller parts of the body and gives a slimming impression. I love this blouse because I just think it's the sort of blouse also that can be dressed up or down. But as you can see here, I've paired it in this instance, really for illustrative purposes, with a loose pair of light beige floaty linen trousers. Now, I just wanted to show you this because you can get away with the looseness on the bottom, as the peplum shape of the blouse still gives me some waist definition, just lightly body skimming, as I mentioned with the dresses. Also, by wearing a lighter colour pair of trousers than the top, again the emphasis is taken right away from the tummy area as the eye is taken to the lighter colour. Now I'm coming on to trousers and skirts in just a minute, so I'll discuss this more then. Now if you find that tops and bottoms, particularly if they're different colours from each other, cut you off slightly in the middle and emphasise the area that you don't want to emphasise, you could try wearing matching cords for a more streamlined look that's still relaxed and practical but also very, very elegant. Now this is a great way to wear separates but have a really lengthening effect and not have that horizontal line across your middle, which isn't really flattering when we're feeling bloated. We feel more aware of it, don't we? I have created another video, well actually two, where I focused on how to hide a belly, which, as I said, it needs the same sort of techniques as this one, and I will link both of those for you underneath the video. And in them I've gone into the tops and the shapes and the types of tops to consider wearing to disguise the tummy more, so do have a look at them as well because they work really well with this video. But another type of top that I'd like to bring in here is one of my favourites, crisp striped shirts, which I think are perfect for allowing plenty of room, but stripes also give an elongating effect, of course. A layering effect is also another great approach that I want to mention here. So cardigans, especially long line ones obviously, and blazers are all great layering pieces when you're feeling bloated. They keep your style a bit flexible, they add more depth to your outfit, and of course, most importantly, they make your stomach bloat a lot less noticeable because they kind of cover it. Wearing a shirt as a third layer is one of my personal go-to looks for summer and spring and summer. And when you're feeling a bit bloated, it's especially cool and light and summery in feel. And it's so comfy as well as being, you know, that perfect combination between wearing something that fits underneath if you wanted to and a very loose, relaxed cover as a third layer. Kind of a bit like a kimono on the beach, but perhaps not quite as long. So let's move on to the next lot of techniques that I want to talk to you about, which is techniques with trousers to disguise a bloated stomach. Now you may wonder why I didn't team that black peplum top just now that you saw with a pair of easy jeans. Well, I would say, and of course it's up to you how you feel comfortable and happy, but I would personally suggest totally avoiding jeans when we feel bloated. Now here's a picture of me that you can see in the cutaway that I took yesterday when I was, guess what, bloated. And I was wearing a pair of khaki jeans. I love these jeans, but wearing them really added to the whole bloated sensation. You know, they fitted well. Big mistake, you know, to have such a tight item around your belly, and it made my tummy stick out far more than than I would have normally done probably, and far more across the top. So for me, I just find jeans too hard and restricting around the tummy, and if you style them with just a top pulled down over, it does give a very unflattering silhouette. So it highlights the thickness of the torso, you know, with the bloating, and also it cuts you in two. So if you want to do this, just simply add a third layer, like, you know, a shirt or a cardigan or a jacket, as I mentioned just now. Now the other type of trousers that I think you might think twice about wearing is tight, flat-fronted, tailored trousers, because they fit too tightly over a distended stomach and they kind of make you stick out more than you'd like. In fact, elasticated trousers are your friend in this situation rather than fitted waist trousers, which I do think can emphasize the curves around your waist. Okay, just briefly on to techniques with skirts to disguise a bloated stomach. Now essentially, of course, many of the same techniques apply to which shape of skirt to wear as those that applied to dresses. So A-line skirts, again, as I talked about a lot just now, are a great way to look polished and put together even when your stomach is not playing ball, or when it feels like it's a ball. This skirt style, the A-line, is the easiest way to dress up and be comfortable at the same time. And bonus points if you can get a skirt with an elasticated waistband. Okay, for what you might have been waiting for, the answer, allegedly, to stopping bloating. Well, this is one option and it's been talked about quite a lot, so I wanted to bring it to your attention if you haven't heard of the alleged miraculous effects of here it is, castor oil. Now I'm going to credit a really brilliant lady who's a fellow YouTuber with me actually, and who you may know already, at least I hope you do. She's called Shay Whitney and she also creates some style videos, but more than that, she's utterly fantastic at finding all sorts of wonderful discoveries that actually work. Now she shares some of her favourite products so she can recommend them to you, like Amazon favourites, lots of tips and tricks, so do go and watch her. I love her. And I will link her channel below for you to have a little look at. Now this is the stuff that she's talking about here, and she's discovered 39 uses for castor oil, amongst which is her number 14, where she recommends that rubbing castor oil into the belly button and the tummy area can really help, yay, bloating. Also IBS, digestion problems, constipation and general detoxification. So I thought I'd give it a try. Now I only just started it yesterday, but honestly I found that it really did bring down the distended feeling that you saw in the picture. But I will keep you updated. And you know, I'd love for you to try it too and let me know if it works for you. I will also link some brands of castor oil, really good quality organic ones for you underneath this video. So if you have enjoyed this video, which I really hope you have, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button because I'd love to have you join our community. I will link everything in the video description underneath this video for you. So please have an amazing day, an amazing week. Looking forward to seeing you in a few short days for short and long videos. So do watch out for them. Lots of love to you all. Bye-bye.